Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 323 of the Recovery After Stroke podcast. Today, I'm thrilled to introduce Polo Gomez, an industrial worker from Pensacola, Florida, who is sharing his incredible story of resilience after suffering a hemorrhagic stroke. Polo's journey began while he was on a job site, suddenly experiencing the classic signs of stroke, including a drooping face and loss of mobility on his left side. What followed was a whirlwind of emergency intervention and months of rehabilitation. But Polo's determination to regain his independence and strength never wavered. In this episode, Polo discusses the emotional and physical challenges he faced as a stroke survivor, how he copes with the deficits left by the stroke, and his journey toward recovery. He also shares how he shifted his mindset from frustration to gratitude, choosing to focus on what he could achieve rather than what he had lost. Polo's story is one of grit, faith, and perseverance, offering a powerful message for stroke survivors and their families. Before we dive into Polo's story, I'd like to remind you that if you find value in these episodes and you'd love to see the Recovery After Stroke podcast continue because you're getting a lot of value as well personally, and you hope that other people will also find the podcast and get value from the podcast, then you can support the show through Patreon at patreon.com/recovery after stroke and be a part in confirming the success and the ongoing ability for me to record more podcast episodes. Your support helps keep the podcast going and ensures that we can continue to share these inspiring and hopeful stories with our community of stroke survivors. Every contribution makes a difference, and I'm truly grateful for your support. Polo Gomez, welcome to the podcast.
Glad to be here.
Glad to have you. Tell me a little bit about what happened to you.
Well, I was out. I work. I do. I travel a lot for work. So I do industrial solar. So we do like solar farms. We build farms. And I was I was working. I was working, and I was in a meeting. I was having a meeting, and right when the meeting was over, some papers seemed to fall on the ground. They fell out of my hands into the ground. So I sat down and picked them up. And when I picked them up, I just all of a sudden felt my face drop on my left side. So I stood up. I was still able to stand up and walk towards the office. And I spoke to one of the engineers, and I was like, "Hey, man, I think something's going on." And I told him, she's like, "Why?" And I told her, I said, "Well, I think the left side of my face is drooping." And she's like, "Oh, I think it is." She's like, "I think you're having a stroke." So she called 911, and they made me do a test with my hands, and I guess I didn't pass. And they're like, "Yeah, he's having a stroke." So they called an ambulance. The ambulance got me off of the job site, and then a helicopter picked me up and flew me to the hospital.
How far away from the
So,
hospital were you?
probably about 45 miles away, but I got there pretty quick because of the helicopter ride.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And whereabouts were
I was,
you in near a major city? Where were you?
yeah, I was in Pensacola, Florida.
Uh-huh.
So shout out to Sacred Heart Hospital. They acted fast, took real good care of me.
So, other than that, Paulo, did you notice any other symptoms, any other signs that something might be wrong the days leading or the weeks leading to that day?
You know what? The couple of days leading to that, well, I would have some like slight headaches, but I thought it was because I had a toothache at one point, and I thought that's what it was. So I would pop some Advils, and it would go away. But never did I feel dizzy or nothing. Nothing out of the norm.
Mhm.
Um, and then when that hit me all of a sudden, it kind of freaked me out.
What did you lose any of your abilities, your legs, your arms? Did anything stop
Yes,
working in
sir.
that time just before you got to hospital?
No, my legs did because when my coworker sat me down, she's like, "Hey, I'm gonna go get help. Wait for me here." I was like, "Heck no, I'm not gonna stay here." And I tried to walk out behind her, and I went to the ground. So yeah, my left side gave out.
Mhm.
So, I mean, they told me at the hospital that luckily they reacted as fast as they did. If not, I would have started losing my right side and maybe my vision and my voice. So, I was very thankful, very blessed that, nothing else happened more than what did take place.
What kind of stroke was it?
It was a hemorrhage, what's called hemorrhage stroke. I had
Hemorrhagic.
hemorrhage. Yeah. Yeah.
And do they know what caused the bleeding?
High blood pressure.
Uh, were you aware of the high blood pressure?
Yes, yes. But since like I said, I travel a lot for work. I was out of medication and I had to go get an evaluation so I can get more meds. And I didn't make time for it. It's not that I didn't have time. That's just an excuse. I could have made time for it, but it's just you don't feel bad. So I'm like, man, I could wait. Well, now I know that it can't.
Mm.
So
You had high blood pressure for many years. You'd been diagnosed.
no, couple months.
Wow,
Yeah, a couple months.
man, that's full on. So you got diagnosed. How did they find that you had high blood pressure? Was it just a random checkup, or did you have it planned?
Yeah, it was a random checkup I went. Oh, because there was times where I'd get to my office and I'd get in front of my computer, and as soon as I'd get there, I'd get real like I could not keep my eyes open. It just felt real tired. Sometimes when I'd be driving perfectly fine, and then all of a sudden I'd just get real tired. So I went and got a little checkup, and they told me that's what it was. So
Mhm. How old are you?
I'm 38 years old.
And how long ago did this happen?
This just happened January 29th.
So not long ago.
Yeah, no, not long ago.
And how long did you spend in hospital?
A month. I was in there for a month. Then they released me, but I had to go to a therapy facility. So I went there for 14 days because they didn't take my insurance, and we had to pay out of pocket, and it was like 27,000 for those 14 days. So there's no way I could afford that. So I was there for 14 days, and then after that, I started going to therapy. So
Hmm. So now uh, we're in August of 2024. It's been about 8 months, something like that, right?
yes.
What are you recovering from now? What are you dealing with now?
Well, like I said, I watch videos. I try to do a lot of researching, and I'm aware that you get your the most of your mobility in the first 6 months, and with intense therapy. But I feel like my therapy wasn't ever really intense. But I went into my physical therapy place in a wheelchair, and just Friday was my last day, and I came out of there walking with a hemi walker. So my arm, I really haven't got no much movement out of it. Um, and that's really what I'm trying to currently work on now, get more therapy on it. But I've been told by a lot of different physicians that to not expect a lot more out of my left hand, but I'm a firm believer, and I feel like the man up above is the one that has the last say. So as long as I continue to put effort into it, I can get to where I believe I can get to where I need to be.
Yeah, go for it. I also believe that nobody should tell you shouldn't expect any more. It might be accurate, like statistically and all that kind of stuff, and I'm okay
Yeah.
with that part of it. But what I don't like about that statement is if the Polos of the world decide to take that for real and then
Yeah.
not do anything to rehabilitate that arm at all. So you're never going to know because if you make the decision to not do anything for that arm, well then 100% that arm will not recover. But if
Yeah.
you're going about recovering, you're attempting to recover it, well, there is a chance that it will do something. And that's what I don't like about doctors saying, don't expect anything more from it. Like, it's kind of, I know where they're coming from, but I don't think it's appropriate. I don't think it's useful to say that
Yeah.
to somebody.
Yeah. I don't either. At first, it kind of brought me down, but then, like I said, I started thinking about it. I'm like, wait a minute, you know, the man up above is the one that has the last word, and as long as I try, I think if I put my mind to it, I'm capable of doing whatever I put my mind to.
Yeah.
If you've had a stroke and you're in recovery, you'll know what a scary and confusing time it can be. You're likely to have a lot of questions going through your mind. Like, how long will it take to recover? Will I actually recover? What things should I avoid in case I make matters worse? Doctors will explain things, but obviously you've never had a stroke before. You probably don't know what questions to ask. If this is you, you may be missing out on doing things that could help speed up your recovery. If you're finding yourself in that situation, stop worrying and head to recoveryafterstroke.com, where you can download a guide that will help you. It's called 7 Questions to Ask Your Doctor About Your Stroke. These 7 questions are the ones Bill wished he'd asked when he was recovering from a stroke. They'll not only help you better understand your condition, they'll help you take a more active role in your recovery. Head to the website now, recoveryafterstroke.com, and download the guide. It's free.
Yeah.
And so,
It could be a longer journey for that arm, right? It could take a lot
yeah,
longer
yeah,
than what we want or whatever. But I don't like it. I don't like hearing that and then thinking that that might make somebody decide not to try at all. That's the worst
sure.
thing that can happen is you give up completely on that arm, and then you'll get the result that the doctor said 100% of the time. So good on you. I like that attitude, there, Polo. So, how did all this stuff impact your work? Like, you go from uh, being an installer of solar equipment and all that type of thing, and now you're not able to do that work. Initially, you're just
I was a
rehabilitating.
supervisor,
Uh-huh.
so I was a supervisor, but so it impacted me because I used to have to walk the field and make sure everything was in order, in line, and well, I couldn't do that no more. So I ended up being out of work for 180 days, and for legal purposes, they had to release me. So now I don't have a job no more. But
Mhm.
um, I mean, I can't let it get me down. I just got to continue to fight, and then hopefully it's like I told my therapist. I said, listen, if I was to get 70, 75%, to me, that's 100% because I don't have that mobility in my arm. So 75 to me would be 100%. And that's just what my goal is. Just try to get whatever I can out of it and
Mm.
continue on with my life.
And with your family situation, what was that like? Are you married? Do you have
Oh,
family?
no, sir. I have a girlfriend that uh luckily she stayed by my side. She helps me out with whatever she can. My parents, I had to move back in with my parents. My parents and my brother, they've been the world. They've been there for me since day one, helped me out with everything. When they get home, they're like, "All right, it's time to get up and let's start working on something." So I got 150% backup from them. So I think that's also a big plus. My friends, I have a lot of friends that never left my side. I mean, my hometown is like 9 hours away from where I was. And when that occurred, my friends from back home were up there, you know. And since the day one, I got videos where they're helping me out of the wheelchair, helping me walk, trying to get me to walk. So I mean, I have a support from every direction.
There's a lot of blessings there. You're
Yes, sir.
a very positive mindset. Have you always been that way? Is that the kind of guy you always are? Look for solutions, don't focus on the problems.
Yes, yes, yes. I really try. I'm not a guy that stresses a lot about nothing. I feel like there's always a way out of something. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I like that, man. That's really, really good. It is going to be up and down. You're going to have setbacks. You're going to have wins. You're going to have things that you overcome. You're going to have things that are harder to overcome. But if you keep focusing on the path forward where the solutions are, then you're likely to achieve them. If you sit and focus on the problems, then you're definitely going to have a ton of problems. There's going to be.
yeah, sure, definitely. Life hasn't been the same. Everything. There's a lot of things that change.
Mm,
Um, as in like, what's that word I'm looking for? Like self care. Like I need help when I bathe. But like I said, my brother and my father, they're there 100%. You know, I don't know. I can't thank them enough. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Independent, to be more independent. But I'm getting there. Like I said, to many where I'm at now might not be a lot, but I mean, when I first got out of the hospital, I couldn't sit up in bed. As soon as they sit me up, I'd go back down to either side. And now I can get, when I got out of the 14 days that I was in that physical therapy place, I couldn't use the restroom on my own. I couldn't go to the restroom. Now I go to the restroom on my own. So, little things like that to me are big things.
They are. They're
When
huge.
when I'm laying in bed, I try to move my arm, and when it moves a little bit, to me, it means it all, because I'm like, man, I couldn't move it at all. Now I'm getting a little movement out of it. It's crazy. It definitely made me value life a lot more. I'll tell you that much. Because I'm not gonna say I was a bad person, but I was a little wild. I'm young. Um, I didn't think twice about doing something dumb. I was crazy. I was a little wild, on the wild side. Now, it it changed me. I look at things a lot different. I feel like I got a second opportunity at life, so I sure want to take advantage of it in a whole different way.
Mm. I completely understand. No, with the bleeding, how did they resolve it? Did they have to operate, or did it just
No, sir.
did they
No,
clip it?
sir. They were able to stop the bleeding, and I went and got my second CT or MRI, and they said that everything stopped. So everything's been going pretty well, I guess.
Yeah.
I didn't know nothing about a stroke, so my brother was telling me, he's like, man, when you first got out the hospital, you were talking like nothing was wrong with you, like if you were just gonna continue life. So I'm like, well, I just didn't know. I didn't know what a stroke, you know, consisted of, or that if I had a stroke, I couldn't get up and walk the next day. So, you know, and still to this day, I still try to be positive and be like, man, because at first it was rough. I'm not gonna lie to you. When I'd get out of bed, when I wake up in the mornings, and I'd wake up and turn around and look to my right, and my wheelchair was there, I'm like, man, it's not the same. Uh, when people, at first I was a little mad at the world, because I'm like, why me? You know, but now I think about it, and man, I much rather it happen to me than anybody out of my friends or my family members. So I wouldn't want them to go through, nobody to go through this. It's kind of crazy, but like I said, I'm not happy that it happened, but it really was an eye opener. It made me look at several different things, several different ways now. So,
Hmm.
I mean, things happen for a reason, is what they say. So,
And you reminded me of me,
I was
like,
300 pounds whenever this happened to me,
and
and
now,
now I'm 270. So I've lost a lot of weight.
uh-huh. So you think the weight
So
had a lot to do with the blood pressure?
that too. Yeah, because people say stress, but I'm not a type of person that stresses.
Mm.
I don't. If something doesn't get done today at work, if it don't get done today, it'll get done tomorrow. You know what I mean? I'm that type of guy. I don't.
Did you smoke?
No, sir. I just drank. I used to drink. So, and now I
And
don't drink at all. So,
yeah, how much did you drink?
um, well, it's kind of crazy because I wouldn't drink during the week, and then I would drink on the weekends. But it's like I drink on the weekends. Whatever I didn't drink in the week, I'd drink it in the weekends. So
A lot of alcohol, so too much binge
yeah,
drinking.
yeah. I
Yeah.
used to party a lot. I was just, like I said, I come from a Hispanic family. Hispanics, they party for everything.
Yeah.
So it's
So
just,
you
and
guys
like
can
I
still
said, it slowed
party.
me down a lot.
You guys can still party, but you just have to do a little less of the alcohol stuff and the smoking stuff and all the stuff that perhaps people did. I get what you're saying. When everything is kind of a celebration and everything's going good,
Yeah,
you just figure I can keep going. But you get to 38 and you've been doing it for 20 years, and then
yeah,
it's kind of like, wow, like it's catching up with me. And that's what happens. I got I had my brain hemorrhage when I was 37. So I was I was not doing anything terribly bad, but I'd smoke and drink, not a lot. But after smoking, I started smoking when I was 13. That's a long time, man, but things
Yeah,
catch up
yeah.
with you. And it seems like I'm
Yes,
still
sir.
young. I'm 37. It's not that much of a big deal. But I've been smoking since I was 13. Like, that's a long time. And it's
Yeah, no,
just,
I was drinking the same way. And then get up early. I drink till like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, then get up at 6 and go to work,
mhm,
I was putting a beating on myself, I think.
yeah,
But
yeah, without knowing it.
yeah, and now I don't, people say, oh, you can have a beer or two. I'm like, nah, I'm too scared of it triggering something and have going through this again. I don't want to take my chances over a drink of alcohol. You know what I mean?
That's why I avoided alcohol for the first 5 years, Polo. And I had maybe in the next, in the sixth year, maybe I had one drink in 6 months. And I'm talking about literally one drink. And I'd be drunk by the end of the bottle, because I wasn't used to it at all. And now it's the same. We'll go out for dinner or catch up with friends. We'll go to a party. People will come over, and I won't drink unless I'm at my house and I don't have to leave and go anywhere. And even then, I'm only going to have half a drink or one drink because I lose my balance. The numbness gets worse on my left side. It feels like I'm having a stroke. So what's the point of that? I
Yeah.
don't enjoy it at all.
Yeah, no, I don't. What I do now is I drink like sparkling water
Mm,
just to trick the brain, I guess, and be there hanging out. But no, I don't.
yeah, I'm the same. Sparkling water with wine, with a wedge of lemon or a wedge of lime
Yeah.
and
Yes.
ice, just to make it look like it's a drink.
And then, like I said, I have a very huge, huge group of supportive friends where they don't try to peer pressure me. Oh, drink. No, now when they come over, they bring me sparkling water with a couple limes. I don't have that peer pressure. You know what I mean?
Mm, mm.
Or they'll call me, hey, is it okay if I bring some alcohol over? Yeah, man, it's fine. I don't crave it. I don't
Yeah,
like I
that's
said,
good,
probably
man.
because I'm too scared.
That's perfectly fine, and it's helping you lose weight as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And the more weight you lose, the lighter you'll feel on your feet, and that hopefully will support your walking, and it'll make it easier for you to get around and to rehabilitate the walking part.
Yeah, that's what I'm working on. Like I said, I can walk with a Hemi walker. And then I live like in the block, like in the block of my house. I live right in the center. So I used to only be able to walk from the house to a stop sign. Last week I was able to walk around the whole block for the
Mm,
first time. So it's coming, slowly but surely. And little stuff like that motivates me. So
yeah, it seems little, but it's big, man. It's huge. You're doing a
yeah,
great thing
yeah,
by focusing on where you've come and where you started, constantly sort of reflecting back, look what I'm doing now compared to what I was doing a month ago or 2 months ago. That's how you encourage yourself to keep going after recovery. That's exactly the attitude that you need. Any other attitude might get you there, but this type of version of it's small. I used to only be able to go to the stop sign. Now I go around the block.
yeah.
That's big, man. That's not small. That's huge. And
Then
people don't
like I said, at
realize.
first it was kind of hard. It was kind of hard because I always try to be the life of the party. I was always the loud, wild one. And then when this happened to me, yeah, I didn't want to go out because I didn't want people like my brother would be like, "Hey man, let's go out and eat." And I didn't want to because I didn't. We're from a small town, so everybody knows everybody, and I just didn't want nobody to see me like this, because it's
Mm,
not me. And then I did have a couple friends that would go over and as soon as they see me, they started crying. They're like, "Man, we're just not used to seeing you like this." And But like I said, once I started getting a little bit of movements and starting doing this and being able to do that, like the other day, I was able to put my shoe on for the first time by myself. So to me, I'm like, man, I send everybody a picture. Hey, look what I just did, because it's just it's crazy.
no, it's huge, man. To be celebrating putting on your shoe on for the first time again, it seems like a small thing. No, most people don't pay attention to it. And for you, it's like a big achievement where we got there, your
Yeah.
shoe independence. What about
Yes, sir.
driving? Did they take your license?
No, sir, they didn't. Well, I haven't. I don't know how that works. They gave me the handicap sticker, but nobody's asked me for my license or anything about my license. But the other day, like I said, I'm from a small town, and my primary doctor is only about 2 miles away from my house, 3 miles. So my mom's like, "Hey, you need to try to drive to see if you can drive." So she rode with me, but I drove, and and I was able to do it, right. So I got to the clinic, and I told my doctor, "Hey, guess what? I just drove here." And she's like, "Well, who cleared you to drive?" I'm like, I kind of cleared myself, I guess. Nobody told me not to, but no, I did well. So I don't know if I'm supposed to talk to somebody about that or not. I don't know how that works,
Mm-hmm. How did you
but no,
feel? Was there any problem with steering with one hand? I imagine that would have been the problem. You probably should adjust the what the indicator, the the hand thing, the ball
no.
on the steering
To
wheel.
be honest with you, no, because I'm right-handed as it is, so that's good. And not only that, but when I first started driving, I was always taught to use one foot. So you know, I used it, it came pretty natural. I didn't really have a
And
issue.
it's
The only weird thing that was kind of funny is that I let go of the steering wheel one time because I thought my left hand had it, and
oh,
it didn't. But I caught on to that quick, and I'm like, nah.
okay.
But
So
still, to this time, I walk up to a door sometimes, and I feel like my left hand is the one that's reaching to open the door, to grab the doorknob, and it's not. So I don't know. That's something I'm still trying to get used to.
yeah. So that might be something that you need to consider when you're driving. And they have those adaptive knobs, those knobs, they're like a doorknob. They put it on the steering wheel and
Yeah.
it swivels so that you can
Yes.
turn the steering wheel with one hand. Um, and then they can adjust the cars in so many ways so that all the signals are in the right position for your hand. But it sounds like it's mostly already okay. The other thing is it's automatic, so you don't need to change
Yeah. Yeah.
gear.
And then I've looked into all that stuff, but then I stopped myself. I'm like, no, wait a minute. I got to try to get back to my normal self to where I don't have to do any modifications. You know what I mean?
Uh,
So it's working out so far.
yeah, slowly but surely. Look, it might be a good idea to get an assessment, uh, but I don't know what that means. I don't know how it works in America. Nobody came to me either and said, "You've been through brain surgery. These things have happened. You can't walk. You can't use your left side. You need to sit another driver's license test." Or nobody did that with me either. So I think it would have been maybe about 2 months after my brain surgery and being released um, from therapy. I came home walking also, uh, and my left hand was working, but it wasn't working 100%. And I just jumped in the car and started driving as well. And I got and I got really tired. I felt fatigued because of all the movement and all the things I had to concentrate on. Um, and my drive was quite a short drive as well, but it was something that I really needed to get used to. Um, but it didn't occur to me to go and get some professional help from a driving instructor, for example.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
I'm gonna have to look into that because nobody's, my doctor hasn't even mentioned to me to go, talk to somebody. But my brother, like I said, he'll jump on with me, and I always go with somebody. I'm never by myself. But they say, come on, so you can get used to driving again. So we go around the block, we go to town, small stuff like that, not no long trips or nothing. But no, I feel great on in that point.
let's pause here for a moment, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back shortly to continue Polo's inspiring journey. Before we return, I'd like to take a moment to mention my book, The Unexpected Way That a Stroke Became the Best Thing That Happened. It's a guide to post traumatic growth, not just through my own experience, but through the stories of others who have turned their stroke recovery into opportunities for personal transformation. If you're seeking hope and practical advice on navigating life after stroke, this book is for you. You can find it on Amazon or visit recoveryafterstroke.com/book to learn more. Now, back to Polo's incredible journey of overcoming stroke deficits and finding new strength.
I mean,
How about the rest of your energy? Do you get fatigued? Do you feel like you run out of steam during the middle of the day or by the end of the day?
you know what? No, not really. I mean, at first, yes. For the first couple months, yes. In the morning, I'd sleep in every day, but I didn't have that much energy. But now I feel like I'm gaining that back. I started drinking that uh mushroom coffee,
Ah,
and
yes.
it seems to give me a little bit of energy, and it I mean, I feel pretty good. And so I also had sleep apnea, and now I got my CPAP machine, so I get rest. Oh man,
So you find a massive difference because of the CPAP. You wear it at night on your face.
at night.
It blows oxygen into your body. You
Yes,
wake up rested.
yes, yes. And you don't feel it the first night you use it. It's after the first couple times you use it. I want to say the first week or two that you start feeling a real big difference.
Mm. So you know that mushroom coffee, lion's mane. Is it lion's mane?
It's what?
Lion's mane. That lion.
No, the one I drink is that
Uh-huh. What does it
rise
taste like?
mushroom coffee.
Does it taste any good?
You when I first drank it, I drank it by itself. It kind of tastes like dirt. But then they told me that I could add a little bit of creamer to it, and I add a hazelnut creamer. Oh, and it tastes great.
Okay. It
So I
kind
have
of
a cup
tastes
of
like
coffee every morning.
it tastes like the earth, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. I understand. I never had it, and I'm not sure if I could, but if you can make it taste a little better with a little bit of creamer or
yeah.
something
I
else,
use hazelnut.
yeah.
It tastes pretty good. Yeah.
And why did you get onto that mushroom coffee?
Oh, because I ran into it on social media a lot, and it said that it was good to make you focus and to gain energy
Mhm.
and helps you with your sugar levels and stuff like that. Because I was pre-diabetic,
Mhm.
so so I tried it. I'm like it, and it helped. I mean, it feels good.
Good, good. Since you've stopped drinking alcohol, has the pre-diabetes settled down as well?
That I don't know. I haven't gone to get new lab work. I'm due for it next month, I believe. So we'll see what they tell me then.
Yeah, there should be an improvement because
Yeah,
alcohol causes a lot of well, depending on what you're drinking, actually. What were you drinking? Beer?
yeah, beer.
Yeah. That does impact diabetes levels and all that type of stuff. It probably makes a lot of things worse. The fact that you're not doing that you should have seen some kind of an improvement.
Yeah. So
Do you think
and
you're
then I think my big mistake I think was like that day I got my stroke. I was like 3 Red Bulls in that day.
oh man,
So I'm pretty sure that did not help not one bit.
not one bit. All the caffeine pumping into your veins after 3 bulls. I think it's one Red Bull is I think like the equivalent of 4 cups of coffee.
Yeah.
And if you're smashing 3 Red Bulls in a short amount of time, that's like having 12 cups of coffee. That's impacting your heart. That's impacting every system in your body. It's increasing your blood pressure, your heart rate. Man, that's tough.
The sad part about it is that they didn't even work. I didn't get no energy out of them. I think it was just like a bad habit.
Hmm.
That's all it was, a bad habit. So
And you're off them now as well.
yeah. Oh yeah. I don't even look at it when I go to the store.
You're a different man now, Polo.
Oh yeah,
Do you
definitely.
like the new Polo? Like you must, it sounds like you're really
I
proud of yourself.
feel I feel safer, if that makes any sense.
Uh-huh.
You know, I was a like I said, I was a little wild. I was the type of guy that I never I never looked for problems. It seems like the problems found me. Um, I was the type of guy that I couldn't stand anybody get bullied. So if somebody was getting bullied, I'd jump. I didn't care if I didn't know the person. I would jump in and be like, "Hey man, don't mess with this person." And next thing you know, I'd be get caught up in fights. And now I just think about it different. I don't. If I could gain movement in my left arm, because I was real nasty with my left arm, I could throw a punch. And I feel like now, if I can get mobility in my left arm, that's the last thing I would use it for. You know, I just want to get right. First of all, my main priority is to get right so I can do for my family like they did for me. You know what I mean? So I can be there, be able to be there for them how they were for me. Um, and another thing I want to do is go back and just talk to people about strokes. You know, because if they were like me that they didn't know nothing about it, it's kind of hard. You know, it's I couldn't stand when people would tell me, "Hey, man, it's gonna be okay." I'm like, "How do you know? You're not going through this. You know, you don't know what it." But now, you know, I understand they're just coming to you with the good intentions. You know, they're not. Um, but no, I just like I said, I'm just trying to be a all around, just be a better person, be a better person with myself, um, with my coworkers at work, and like I said, but my number one priority is to get better so I can be there for the ones that were there for me at all times, you know?
Yeah. That's a pretty good thing to achieve, man, to focus, to go after. Um, so what's interesting is you have all this awareness about your previous habits, the way that you used to interact with people. You have that awareness now. Before you were unwell, did it ever occur to you that maybe I need to settle down, take things easier, make a few changes? When you were quote unquote well and your body was working, did you ever kind of reflect on your behavior and think, maybe I should
I
change this?
I never thought of anything like I never thought anything like this could happen, you know, like and it's like I said, at first I was mad at the world. I'm like, why me, you know? But I'm like, why not me? You know, who am I? How am I any different than you or than anybody else, you know? It's just sometimes I think it's things you gotta go through in order for you to open your eyes and be like, hey guy, you're messing up, you know, and it kind of sucks that it had to get to this extent, you know. But hey, at least I got another chance. What if I wouldn't have been here? You know, then there would have been no coming back. So I mean,
Mm,
it's a tough situation. You just got to learn how to deal with it. You know,
yeah. If
and
you
it's like
did,
I told my
if you didn't make it,
like
you wouldn't have had that opportunity to make things right.
exactly, and that's my goal is to make things right.
Yeah,
So
that's a good goal. Uh, so now, what are you hoping to achieve in the next 12 months? Like, I know you want to get some movement back and all that kind of stuff, but you said you wanted to support people, talk about stroke, raise awareness. Like, what are you thinking about? Have you got any long term goals? Are you thinking about something 12 months out from now?
no, I have not really. My main goal right now is to be able to get back to work. But like you know, I feel like one thing that helped me a lot was like I said, I never knew anybody that had a stroke that suffered a stroke, especially at a young age, you know. And I felt like I was alone. And then I started looking into like on TikTok and stuff like that. And I started looking in like videos and stuff like that. And I met some people that were my age that went through the same thing. And I reached out to them and I spoke to them. And I'm not gonna lie, it felt different. It felt good to be able to talk to somebody that can relate, you know, your age, the same thing, that can relate to what you're going through. So I mean, I don't know what I plan on doing, but I do want to plan on doing something like that so people know that they're not alone. You know, sometimes you just need somebody to talk to, and it does take a lot of weight off of your shoulders. And I can't remember the gentleman's name right off the top of his off of my head, but you know, it was cool that he reached back out to me when I messaged him. He read my message and reached back out. You know, not a lot of people do that, but he reached back out and we conversated for a little bit, and he gave me a couple of a couple of ideas to do, things to do or whatever. Um, so I would like to organize something like that, just so people know that they're not alone. You can reach out to anybody, and somebody can. Because when I was in that therapy place, a young lady there told me, she's like, "Hey, you know what you need to talk to somebody around your age, that's been through this." And then she asked another coworker, she's like, "Who can we bring to him so he can talk?" And he's like, "Well, nobody. He's the youngest one in here." So it's kind of scary in a way because you feel like you're in here alone.
And it's a small town, so there wouldn't be a lot of people there that
Yeah.
have been through what you've been through. So all the other people around you are a lot older. Maybe what are they in their 60s and
Yeah.
70s?
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't relate to that. That's really hard. That's usually what we think of when we think about stroke. We always think about older people. Um, and now, you're 37. And when I was going through that, I was in a ward and all the people around me were all elderly, and they were really suffering from their strokes and they were frail and I couldn't I couldn't cope with it. Like I didn't understand
Yeah.
what is this? What has happened to me? How am I in the same place with these guys? It doesn't make sense. I've never known anybody who's 30 years old or 37 years old that's had a stroke. And that's my issue as well. And I really reached out and tried to find a lot of people, local community, online, wherever I could. Being in the city, it was a bit easier because there was a lot more younger people that I found through the
Yeah.
Stroke Foundation that was my age that had a stroke. So I, I I was also in need of that, and it sounds like a lot of people are in need of that. And that's what this podcast does. It allows people like you and me to connect and share stories and understand each other and share our concerns, our frustrations, our fears, and get it off our shoulders and just put it into
And
the
you know what? I thought about that, about building making some kind of podcast or some kind of videos and interview like my friends, because to me, I think I was very, very blessed to have the friends that I have because they never, not because of my situation, they exclude me from anything. They're always there to invite me, to pick me up, hold me up, like if nothing was wrong with me, you know what I mean? And I know it's not easy. Like when I tell my girlfriend, she always invites me somewhere. Hey, let's go here, let's go there. Let's go to football games. And I'm like, no, because I just don't feel I don't feel like you should be the one pushing me in a wheelchair. It's not your job. But they didn't take no for an answer, and they're always been there for me, and they don't mind pushing me in a wheelchair. So you know it's good to raise some kind of awareness like that. We're like, hey man, if you got somebody that's close to you, be there for them. Because you don't know. I'm talking from both sides because I'm the person that needed the support, and I have the people that gave me the support. So you
yeah.
know,
So you feel like it'd be good to pay it back.
I mean, I just want to be right in case somebody needs something. I'm there for them as well. Like they were there for me.
Mm, mm. So did this thing make you kind of aware of your mortality that hey, I'm here for a short time. Um, life
Yeah.
could be
But you
over.
know
Like,
what?
did you
It's
think about that?
crazy. It's crazy that you say that because I used to tell my girlfriend all the time. I said, "Hey, man, I got a feeling something's gonna happen to me soon. Like, I don't think I'm gonna be here for this for much longer." Like, I always had a feeling. I don't know why, and it's probably because of the way I was living. You know what I mean? Both physically and just in the everyday life.
Mhm.
So
Do you feel like that's shifted
yes.
now? Do you now not have that same feeling?
Well, I mean, even though it's in the back of my head that this could happen again, but for the most part, like I said, I try to stay positive and think positive, and try to better myself so I can physically, internally, and mentally better myself. Not just for a couple of months. Okay, now I'm good. I'm ready to go again back to my old ways. That's not the plan.
Mhm, mhm,
But like I said, I'm always been a type of person that I'm like, man, I live my life. I don't hold no regrets because and especially now, when somebody asks me, hey man, you think I should do this? Hey buddy, if that's what you want to do and that's what you feel right it is, do it because tomorrow is not promised. Or if it is, you don't know if you're going to be in the same shape you are today. I said, look at me. When I got my stroke that weekend, I'm a type of guy that likes to, go to Spanish concerts and I like to dance. So I flew down from Pensacola to South Florida for a dance. I took my girlfriend. We went to go dance that weekend. I flew back on Sunday and I got my stroke on Monday. So, you know, it's crazy. One minute you can be dancing, the next day you can't even walk. Oh yeah, like I said, it makes you look at life a whole different.
Mm-hmm. That's a 180-degree turn there, mate. That's ridiculous. Like flying, traveling, partying, dancing, enjoying yourself, wake up the next couple of days later in hospital, can't move, can't do anything.
And everything. It's scary because this past year, my sister moved to Texas. So for New Year's, we went to spend the night the New Year's with my sister in Texas. And I remember when the New Year's came, hit, I told my parents, I said, hey, I said, hey dad, hey mom, hey, I told my brother, I said, hey man, this is gonna be my year. This is my year. I said, I'm gonna make some big moves this year. And then a couple of days later, I was I felt like I was in the top because I was doing real good with my job and everything. I was on top. And then next thing you know, I was pretty much crawling on the ground. So, like I said, it's a real big eye opener.
Yeah, you're making moves, but in a different way, and it does still seem like you're making big moves. You're making big changes. You're learning from the things that weren't working for you. You've achieved great things. You're walking around the block now. You've put your shoe on for the first time. Like they are big things, man. They look different, and they're not
Yeah,
the kind of big things that you probably thought you were going to do.
yeah. So, like I said, it was a big setback, but then again, it was a big reset as well.
A reset. So you see it as a reset, like there was something that needed to, a switch that needed to turn off, and one that
Yeah.
needed to be switched on.
Yep. Yeah, because I feel like we're computers as well. We're like computers. There's times where we're gonna shut down and reboot, refresh everything, and I think that's what I needed. So,
Yeah,
well, that's how I see it now.
yeah. Were you spiritual, religious at all before that? Has that changed? Do you see things differently in that kind of space?
Um, yes, I've always, I was raised in a Catholic family. Um, but so yeah, that's what I'm saying. Whenever they tell me, "Hey, I don't think you're gonna be able to move your arm again," I'm like, "Wait a minute, man. Who are you to tell me I can't move my arm?" And it just that's what keeps me going. And I pray every day, because like I said, it's. I think praying is one thing that keeps you. It's very prayers are very powerful, and it's just one thing that keeps you. Um, it takes a lot of stress off of me. I think, so
Yeah, that's a good thing. Your identity, you described yourself before the stroke. You've described a shift in your identity, but deep down, do you feel the same? Are you different? I know you're different in your behavior and some of the things that you stopped doing. You stopped drinking, you stopped, you know, um, mistreating
Oh
your
no,
body.
a lot of people tell me. A lot of people tell me because, like I said, I like to play around a lot. I like to be a goofball, and a lot of people told me like, "Hey man, at least you haven't lost that yet," because and I don't plan on to because it's not. Sometimes everything is a little bit does get a little bit overwhelming, so you take it out on other people, and it's like I stop and think about it. I'm like, man, it's not their fault. You know what I mean? Um, but no, I like to keep a positive mind. I like to laugh. I like to make people laugh. It's just and that's one thing I don't want to get rid of or I don't want to change because I think when if I talk to you and I make you laugh, it's a good vibe. You're gonna be positive about things. You know what I mean? If I'm sitting there and I'm being an a-hole and just treating you bad, you're gonna get bad vibes off of me and you're gonna have a bad day. I'm a firm believer in that on in mentality. If you wake up in a bad attitude with a bad attitude, you're gonna have a bad day. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So your personality is still intact. You're still you.
Yeah.
You still go about things the way you always did. You've just made a couple of changes, important changes. Stopped smoking,
Yes.
stopped drinking, lost a little bit of weight, paying attention to different things that you weren't paying attention to before. being more grateful. Sounds like you have heaps of
Yeah,
gratitude for things.
exactly. I'm very grateful for, like I said, my friends, my girlfriend, and I'm very thankful for the first responders that got there, and because they're the ones that saved my life.
Mm.
Um, I am very thankful for the doctors for God blessing their hands for them to save my life pretty much. And I'm also very thankful for the young lady that reacted fast at work. You know, because if not, if somebody panics, you're not gonna you're just causing more damage if you're wasting time. And she reacted quick, so that's another person I'm very thankful for. Because if it wasn't because of her being brave and not panicking, things probably could have got worse. You know what I mean?
A lot of things went your way, definitely. Helicopter ride, everything kind of went your way to get you to the hospital as quickly as possible and deal with this thing pretty quickly. Do you recall how much time had elapsed between I think I've got a droopy face to I'm actually in the hospital? Do you know how long that took?
Oh, it had to been a good almost 2 hours, probably, or an hour 45 minutes to 2 hours. Because when I got that, I still went into that office. By the time she called 911 and they got there, and you know, I it, I mean, it sounds like a long time, but I think it was pretty quick. Consider the
Mhm,
circumstances I was in. You know what I mean? Being on
mhm.
a job site out in the middle of nowhere. So I think it was pretty quick.
Yeah, man. A lot of things to be grateful for. I mean, I've said it before. I know people go through difficult times after stroke, very different versions of stroke. Everyone has a stroke on a different spectrum, and the recovery is on a different spectrum. I totally get it. But there's never been a more, from a medical perspective, a better time to become unwell because there's so much they can do to help people, and so many people have been helped. Where you and I, say 40 years ago, 50 years ago, maybe it's a different outcome,
Yeah, yeah.
at our
But
age.
now I hear people say, or like my brother will say, "Oh man, I don't feel like going to work tomorrow." I'm like, "Hey man, enjoy it because look at me. I wish I could go to work tomorrow. It's just don't don't take the least thing for granted. Enjoy that you can walk, enjoy that you can work, provide because it can be gone from 1 minute to another. So, I mean, there's a lot of things to be grateful for, and there's a lot of things to keep fighting for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. What was the hardest thing about stroke for you, Polo?
staying positive, not letting it get me down.
That was the hardest part.
Yeah, that's definitely the hardest part because, like I said, I don't know nobody my age that has gone through this to where you can relate or you can be like, oh no, it's gonna be okay. That guy made it. There's nothing like that. Um, it's the staying positive. You know, people would, like I said, I didn't like to go out at first because people would see you like that. I'm like, I don't want nobody seeing me like this. Look at that guy. Look, he used to be this, and that, and look at him now. I just it was hard to stay positive. And then people would tell you, "Hey, man, it's gonna be okay. Don't worry about." But I'm like, how do you know? You don't know what I'm going through. But like I said, they're just coming to you, trying to come to you in a positive way. They don't mean to. And but yeah, I think that's the hardest part is just to stay positive, not let it get you down. Because if
Yeah.
you let it get you down, you're only hurting yourself, really.
Yeah, it could be hard to get out of that situation. I
Yeah.
I do these podcasts and all these interviews, and at the beginning, especially when I first started, was to practice positivity and to try and share positive stories with people on the other side of the screen, because I also struggle to find, to have those days where I got out of the negative cycle. You haven't gone to work for X amount of months, you're not driving at the beginning, people are picking you up, you've lost your independence. And it's hard to stay positive, man. It's really hard. And I used to try and have conversations about positive things so that I could forget about the negative stuff for a little while, and try and put the favor in the positive and in the gratitude part of it. And
Yeah, no, like at
it
first I couldn't
helps.
use. I was like, man, I got people wiping my butt. That's not
Mm,
cool. Grown men wipe my dad. Grown men wiping my. I'm like, man, nah, this ain't cool. But then I look at it a different point of view. I'm like, man, well, I'm grateful that I have somebody to clean my butt and not, be sitting there, you know, with feces all over me. It's just. But now that I can do it on my own, it's a big deal for me.
it's a
But
big deal. It's a huge deal. And it's also a big deal that somebody did that for you. Isn't it amazing that somebody actually did that for you after
yeah,
38 years? They're wiping your butt again.
yeah, my brother's younger than me, and he would bathe me, and at first I was like, man, this ain't cool, but I was grateful to have him, to have that support and not leave me there crusty for a couple days.
Mm.
So
That's love, man. That's real support there, man. That's like unbelievable.
yes, sir.
That's the best. I love it. What you've mentioned a few things already, but what has stroke taught you?
What do you mean?
Like, what lessons have come out of stroke for you? I know you've already had a discussion with, you've mentioned a few things, but like, what's the one big takeaway from this whole experience? The one big lesson.
And like I said, is take to me now it's take care of myself. Your health should be your number one priority. Don't wait to go get a checkup. Don't because you feel fine doesn't mean you're fine internally. You know, go get checked out. Now if I get a little headache or something, or if I feel something abnormal, I reach out to my doctor right away. Hey, I got this going on. I don't wait for nothing anymore. And I don't plan on it anymore. It's just that's something I used to do. I'd have a little headache. I'm like, it'll go away. I'll pop some Advils. That's it. You know, never thought my blood pressure was probably booming.
Yeah.
So
There's people like you and I listening to this now, kind of going through their own version of stroke and the recovery and all the challenges. What's a little bit of wisdom you'd like to impart on them, or what do you want to tell them? What should they know about their experience?
well, see another thing that happened with me that was a couple days prior to my stroke. I have a cousin that has the same age. He had a mini stroke, and after that, he's like, "Nah, man, I'm done drinking because we all were partners in crime. I'm gonna stop drinking." And it was crazy. I'm like, "Oh man, come on, stop being a little wuss." We didn't think it was nothing crazy. And then days later, I get mine, which mine was a little bit more aggressive, but it's just I think the main thing, like I tell my brother now, I'm like, "Hey man, just take care of yourself, bud. Don't leave them Red Bulls behind because I'm telling you, Red Bulls don't work. It's just a bad habit. It's like a cigarette. It's just a bad habit you pick up, and they're not good for you. I don't even know why they still sell them. But my brother, he quit drinking Red Bulls. One time we went to Texas and he picked one up because he was tired. I said, "Hey, don't drink that," and he left it there. So he don't drink Red Bulls no more. No more. Nobody does no more. Really. Um, everybody's everybody around me is pretty much taking care more of their health now. So
That's a good outcome.
yeah, everybody's pretty much feeding off of it. So
Paulo, man, I really appreciate you reaching out and connecting with me and also being on the podcast, man. I love your attitude. I think your recovery is going to continue and you're going to go far. And thanks for your time, man. I just really enjoyed our conversation.
I
All right,
appreciate the
Paulo.
opportunity. I appreciate the space on here.
Thanks for being on the podcast.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you.
Well, that wraps up another episode of the Recovery After Stroke podcast. I hope you found Polo's story inspiring as I did. From dealing with the sudden onset of hemorrhagic stroke to regaining his mobility and tackling the physical and emotional challenges of recovery, Polo's resilience and determination are truly remarkable. If Polo's story resonated with you, or if you have someone in your life who's going through recovery, please share this episode with them. It could encourage them further. A big thank you to everyone who has taken the time to leave a review on iTunes and Spotify. This is very much appreciated. It is really important as it helps the podcast be found by other stroke survivors who are looking for this type of content. Your feedback not only helps others find the show, but it also provides a boost to stroke survivors who are looking for hope and practical advice. If you haven't already, please consider leaving a 5-star review or subscribing on YouTube, where you can like, comment, and stay updated on new episodes. If you'd like to support the podcast further, head over to patreon.com/recoveryafterstroke. Your contribution helps the show run and ensures we can continue bringing these important stories to stroke survivors around the world. Finally, if you have a product or service related to stroke recovery or would like to share your story on the show, I'd love to hear from you. Simply visit recoveryafterstroke.com/contact and get in touch. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you on the next episode.
Importantly, we present many podcasts designed to give you an insight and understanding into the experiences of other individuals. Opinions and treatment protocols discussed during any podcast are the individual's own experience, and we do not necessarily share the same opinion, nor do we recommend any treatment protocol discussed. All content on this website and any linked blog, podcast, or video material controlled this website or content is created and produced for informational purposes only and is largely based on the personal experience of Bill Gassiamas. The content is intended to complement your medical treatment and support healing. It is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice and should not be relied on as health advice. The information is general and may not be suitable for your personal injuries, circumstances, or health objectives. Do not use our content as a standalone resource to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease for therapeutic purposes or as a substitute for the advice of a health professional. Never delay seeking advice or disregard the advice of a medical professional, your doctor, or your rehabilitation program based on our content. If you have any questions or concerns about your health or medical condition, please seek guidance from a doctor or other medical professional. If you are experiencing a health emergency or think you might be, call 000 if in Australia, or your local emergency number immediately for emergency assistance, or go to the nearest hospital emergency department. Medical information changes constantly. While we aim to provide current, quality information in our content, we do not provide any guarantees and assume no legal liability or responsibility for the accuracy, currency, or completeness of the content. If you choose to rely on any information within our content, you do so solely at your own risk. We are careful with links we provide. However, third-party links from our website are followed at your own risk, and we are not responsible for any information you find there.